I took a trip down to Baja, California with 7 really good friends this year. We rode our bikes from the US border at Tecate all the way down to Cabo San Lucas and back for a total of about 2,400 miles. We knew that we were going to do a lot of asphalt, but also everything else in between, to include sand and some silt. While the trip was about 70% tarmac and the rest of it off-road, we knew that we wanted to have the best tires for all of the diverse conditions in Baja. Our group consisted mostly of BMW R1250GSA adventure bikes, and so we decided to run with the MotoZ Rallz tire for the first time. This is a 170/60/17 in the rear and a 120/70/19 in the front. I can tell you, with a lot of enthusiasm, the MotoZ Rallz tire did not disappoint. I'm fairly experienced off-road, and I'm usually on a KTM 500 EXC Enduro for the really difficult single-track terrain. When I would switch over to my GSA and went out on the trail where it was difficult, with loose or sandy conditions, I had to rely on a typical 50/50 tire, like a Dunlap Trail Mission or a Heidenau K60. I like both of these tires very much, but when you're in the sand, they just don't perform well. So when I didn't perform well in sand conditions, I used to think that it was me, and that it was just not good technique, or I wasn't a good enough rider for a bike this big. I really wasn't thinking about it, from the standpoint of maybe I wasn't using the best tool for the job. The MotoZ Rallz changed that for me while in Baja. This was a trip where for the first time, I took the fully loaded GSA into loose sand, and it was manageable. I really liked the way the front tire cut through the sand ruts very well, making it easier to hold a straight line. The rear tire did a really good job grabbing and moving sand and dirt without really digging too much. With 8 days of riding off-road through Baja, I only buried my rear tire in the sand one time. The rest of the time, I was able to hold a line and make it through the sandy drainages, river bottoms, and beaches with not much difficulty. There were some struggles, though. It's difficult with a fully loaded adventure bike in the sand, but it wasn't anything that was insurmountable or not doable. In short, I have to give the MotoZ Rallz tire complete thumbs-up approval. It's the best tire for off-road that I put on my GS in probably the last 10 years. With this particular trip, we did 2,400 miles, and I finished with a little bit more than half the tread left on it. So I could have done double that amount of mileage and gotten about 5,000 miles out of this back tire for sure. The front tire was still showing about 75% of the tread still on it. So they wear really well for a knobby tire. They definitely get the job done. I couldn't be more satisfied with this tire. I will probably start looking at getting a second set of wheels so that I can have my 50/50 tires on when I'm commuting as my daily driver tires, and then have another set of wheels with the MotoZ Rallz so that I can easily swap wheels when I know I will be riding on some serious off-road or sand. Thanks for watching. If you have questions, shoot me a message in the comments below, and I'll try and answer them. Take care, and keep the rubber side down.